This week's episode of Bariatric TV is sponsored by Bariatric Advantage, the most complete line of micronutrient replacements specifically designed for the weight loss surgery patient. Help support the show by ordering your Bariatric Advantage products directly from the BTV e-store. This week's show is sponsored by Celebrate Vitamins, providing the optimum level of vitamin and mineral supplementation that's tasty and affordable. Enter Bariatric TV as your referrer at CelebrateVitamins.com for a chance to win a 30-day supply of the Celebrate product of your choice.
Hi, I'm Linda.
And I'm Tony, and welcome to Bariatric TV.
On this week's show, a Freak of the Week.
Hi, I'm Linda.
Welcome back, my pretties.
The 12 types of emotional hunger.
The Clean Your Plate Syndrome.
And vitamin protein popsicles to cool you off. This week's Freak of the Week is the international type. She hails from Wokingham, Berkshire in the UK. Please help us congratulate Kate, also known as the Incredible Shrinking Me.
Kate had a laparoscopic VSG on June 3rd, 2008. When Kate posted way back in March, she had lost 89 pounds and was within 25 pounds of her goal. Kate, have you hit goal yet?
Why is Kate a freak? She says, I'm a freak because I spent my youngest years as a beauty queen. Then puberty struck. I got hungrier and began to eat my way through life. My whole family was fat and I started to grow into my space in the scheme of things. My pageant days were over and I replaced the kudos with Kit Kats. Then I decided to get surgery. I convinced myself it would simply be the easy way to temper my appetite. Now that I'm 9 months out, I see that surgery is not the ultimate answer. After a while, you really do have to be responsible for what goes into your body. So call me a freak. I don't care. I am proud and a million times healthier than I was before.
Awesome attitude, Kate, and come back to visit us on the forums, because we miss you.
Now, how about we take a trip over to the dumping ground?
I don't feel good.
Welcome to the dumping ground.
There's been some chatter in the forums lately about hunger. Are you suffering from real hunger, head hunger, or emotional hunger?
When it comes to emotional hunger, we stumbled across this little ditty and thought we would share it with you guys to see if any of it hit home in your world.
It's a little something titled, The 12 Types of Emotional Eating.
Dr. Roger Gould writes, there are 12 types of emotional hunger that fuel emotional eating. In order to lose weight for life, you'll have to conquer all 12 types. Listen to the following. Which type of emotional hunger derails your plan for healthy eating?
Type 1, dulling the pain with food. If you get really hungry when you feel angry, depressed, anxious, bored, or lonely, and you use food to dull the pain that these emotions cause, you suffer from type 1 emotional hunger.
Type 2, sticks and stones may break your bones, but cake won't heal what hurts you. According to the Good Doctor, if you react by getting hungry when others talk down to you, take advantage of you, belittle you, or take you for granted, then you suffer from type 2 emotional hunger. You eat to avoid confrontation.
Type 3, a full heart fills an empty belly. If you crave food when you have tension in your close relationships, you suffer from type 3 emotional hunger. You avoid, bleh. If you crave food when you have tension in your close relationships, you suffer from type 3 emotional hunger. You eat to avoid feeling the pain of rejection or anger.
You're like a robot. You're
I am.
Like a robot.
I
You make
know.
a mistake, you just hit the reset button
That's
and
right.
keep going.
That's right.
Type 4, hate yourself, love your munchies. If you tend to become hypercritical of yourself, if you label yourself stupid, lazy, or a loser, you eat to stuff down self-doubts, and you have type 4 emotional hunger.
Type 5, secret desires have no calories. If your hunger gets activated because your intimate relationships don't satisfy some basic need like trust or security, it's a type 5 emotional hunger for you. You use food to try to fill the gap.
Type 6, 40 gulps and the well is still empty. If you have type 6 emotional eating, you eat to make up for the
Deprivation.
I'm gonna go back to school so I can learn to read. If you have type 6 emotional eating, you eat to make up for the deprivation you experienced as a child.
Type 7, it's my pastry and I'll eat it if I want to. If you eat to assert your independence because you don't want anyone telling you what to do, type 7 emotional hunger is you.
Criminy, now we gotta pay the royalties for that tune.
Type 8, I can't come to work today. I'm eating. According to Dr. Gould, if your appetite kicks in when you're faced with new challenges or to insulate yourself from the fear of failure, you have type 8 emotional hunger.
Type 9, aroused by the aromas, not by the chef. Stuffing your face in order to avoid your sexuality is type 9 emotional hunger. You're eating either to stay overweight so that nobody desires you or to hide from intimate encounters.
Type 10, I'll beat you with this eclair. Emotional eaters often eat to pay back those who have hurt them in the past. They use their bodies as battlegrounds for working out old resentments. If you do this, you're really battling type 10 emotional hunger.
Type 11, Peter Pan and the peanut butter cookie. These types eat to make themselves feel carefree, like a child. They eat to keep from facing the challenges of growing up. If this is you, you have type 11 emotional hunger.
Type 12, the stranger in shorts wearing your face. If you overeat because you fear getting thin, either consciously or unconsciously, you have type 12 emotional hunger.
Do you see yourself in any of those? If so, becoming aware of why you do what you do is the first step in breaking the cycle.
Remember to pay attention to those triggers that have the potential to derail your good intentions.
Remember that knowing why puts you halfway to altering your reality.
You got some dangly earrings today.
They're dangly.
Welcome to Altered Realities.
Clean your plate, mister.
You asked for it, you eat it.
You know, there are starving children in China that would love to have that.
Does that look familiar? How many of you grew up in that household? And how many of you carried that type of thinking into adulthood?
I did. For me, it even altered the way I looked at leftovers. Pre-surgery, if I went out to eat and couldn't finish what I ordered, I'd take it home with me and I'd have to finish it that night. After all, they're starving children in Bangladesh.
I certainly had the clean your plate syndrome. Like many of us, it's one of the main contributors to me needing surgery. But to be honest, it even affected me post-op. I find myself in restaurants wanting a big juicy steak with some veggies and maybe even a salad, but I wouldn't order it. Why? Because I knew I wouldn't finish it and there were starving children in Nigeria. Or was it Chad?
Uganda, I think. Yep, Uganda was the place with the starving children. Oh, and yeah, I was the same way for a while post-surgery. I wouldn't order what I wanted because I knew I'd be throwing most of it away. I couldn't take the guilt because, my God, they're starving children in the Belgian Congo.
It took me quite a while, but one day I had one of those epiphanies. I realized that by not ordering what I wanted, all I was doing was depriving myself. I also realized that sooner or later, that deprivation was going to start making me regret my surgery. And the last part of the epiphany was that even though I had been depriving myself, the starving children in China, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Chad, Uganda, and yes, even the Belgian Congo were still starving. And me throwing away part of a steak, some veggies, and a salad wasn't going to change that.
So, how do we overcome all those voices in our heads that are hammering home the guilt over not cleaning our plates? Well, to be honest, you just have to power through it. Try thinking about it this way. It either goes in the trash or on your ass. Either way, it's gone, baby. And personally, I would rather it be in the trash.
If you're not ordering something that you really want simply because you feel guilty about the waste, stop. Eat what makes you feel satisfied and forget the rest. If it'll make you feel better, box it up and take it home. Someone might eat it, right?
But what about the starving children in India? You can't ignore the starving children in India.
You're right, you can't ignore them. So find a good charity that you can contribute to. That'll help them a hell of a lot more than not ordering a steak.
Now you go freak on, you freak.
Welcome to the Freak On segment.
When it comes to taking vitamins, you have two choices, right? Swallow a pill or chew one.
Wrong! How about a vitamin that's tasty and will cool you down at the same time?
Yeah, right. That doesn't exist.
Even better, how about one that will help you get in some protein as well?
I'd say that you had better not be joking about this.
Well, I'm not. Let me introduce you to the vitamin popsicle and the vitamin protein popsicle.
Get out! How did you make those?
So here's what you'll need. 10 ounces of water, 2 packages of Celebrate ENS vitamins, 2 tablespoons of vanilla protein, we're using Chike, a popsicle mold, something to mix it with, a whisk or even your Aero latte,